Welcome to another intermediate esl-lounge reading lesson video. Today we will be reading, If I Could Live My Life Again. Let's begin with some vocabulary. Regret, a feeling of sadness about something you did or did not do. Opportunity, a chance to do something. Career path, the series of jobs that a person has in their life. Perspective, a particular way of thinking about something. To appreciate, to recognize the good qualities of somebody or something. Wisdom, the ability to make good decisions based on knowledge and experience. Hindsight, the understanding of a situation only after it has happened. To hesitate, to pause before you do or say something, often because you are uncertain. Consequence, a result of an action or situation, often a bad one. Great, now you know the key words, let's read the story. It's a classic question often asked in interviews or late-night conversations. If you could live your life again, what would you do differently? Of course, it's an impossible fantasy, but thinking about it can give you an interesting perspective on your own life and the choices you've made. With the wisdom and hindsight of my 40 years, here are a few things I would change. Firstly, I would have worried less about what other people thought of me. When you are young, it feels so important to be popular and to fit in. I remember hesitating to try new hobbies or wear certain clothes because I was afraid of the consequences of being different. If I had been more confident in myself, I would have pursued my interest in theatre and drama, instead of choosing a more sensible subject at university. Life is too short to live it according to other people's expectations. End of page 1. Let's continue. Secondly, I would have traveled more when I had the opportunity and fewer responsibilities. After university, I was offered a chance to teach English in South Korea for a year. I turned it down because I thought it was more important to start my career path immediately. I regret that decision now. If I had taken that year to travel, I'm sure I would have learnt so much more about the world and myself than I did in that first year in an office. I've been saving up for a big trip recently, but it's much more difficult to arrange now with a mortgage and a family. Finally, I would have been kinder to my body. That means I would have eaten less junk food, exercised more regularly, and definitely worn sunscreen every day. When you're 20, you feel invincible, as if you will be young and healthy forever. You don't appreciate your health until you start to lose it. End of page 2, let's continue. But does thinking like this actually help? Perhaps not. While it's a fun exercise, it's also true that every decision I've made, good or bad, has led me to where I am today. And I wouldn't trade my current life, my family, and my friends for anything. Maybe the real lesson isn't about wishing you could change the past. Maybe it's about using the wisdom you've gained to appreciate the present and make better choices for the future, starting from now. Okay, time for a few questions to check your understanding. Question 1. What is the first thing the writer wishes they had done differently? A. Chosen a more sensible subject at university. B. Listened more to other people's opinions. C. Been more confident and cared less about fitting in. D. Tried harder to be popular at school. Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is C. The writer says they would have worried less about what other people thought and wished they had been more confident. Question 2. Why does the writer regret not traveling after university? A. Because their friends all went traveling without them. B. Because they wanted to start a career instead. C. Because they believe starting a career immediately was the right choice. D. Because they didn't have enough money to travel later. Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is B. The text says, I turned it down because I thought it was more important to start my career path immediately. Question 3. What does the phrase, you feel invincible, mean in the context of health? A. You feel like you will never get old or sick. B. You appreciate your health and take care of it. C. You eat a lot of junk food and don't exercise. D. You take unnecessary risks with your safety. Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is A. The text says you feel as if you will be young and healthy forever. Question 4. What is the writer's final conclusion about thinking of the past? A. It helps you identify patterns in your decision-making. B. It is a pointless exercise that only causes regret. C. It is impossible because you can never change the past. D. Learn from your mistakes to make better decisions now. Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is D. The text's conclusion is that the real lesson is using the wisdom you've gained to make better choices for the future, starting from now. Question 5. Which specific opportunity does the writer mention that they turned down? A. A chance to study theatre and drama. B. A job overseas after finishing university. C. A promotion at their first office job. D. An opportunity to travel with their family. Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is B. The text supports this by mentioning the offer to teach English in South Korea for a year, which was after university. Question 6. In the end, how does the writer feel about their current life? A. They accept it but still have significant regrets. B. They're happy with how things turned out. C. They feel it is boring compared to the life they could have had. D. They are unhappy with the consequences of their past decisions. Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is B. We know this is correct because the writer says they wouldn't trade my current life for anything. Let's quickly summarize the lesson. On this screen, you can review the main points of the text and the key vocabulary. Finally, here are a few discussion questions. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching this ESL-lounge video. Don't forget to subscribe for more lessons, and we'll see you in the next one.